let's get right into this movie review for Heretic. Alright y'all, so Heretic is the newest film distributed by A24 and is directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. They seem to be frequent film collaborators together and have previously worked on other notable stories like The Quiet Place. So I had some high hopes going into this film because a part of me was sold with the previews I've seen in the trailers leading up to the release. So, did Heretic live up to the expectations I had set for the film? Yeah, I thought the film did live up to my expectations, but only some. Not all. I still think there's some inherent flaws in this film package as a whole that halt it from being worthy of even higher praise. So let's dive into the reasons why. For me, the most notable segment in this film had to do with the first half of the narrative. The pacing was right on track and there was a level of engagement that kept me hooked on wanting to watch the next move or action of the characters on screen, especially Hugh Grant's character. The level of charm and intrigue I felt from Hugh Grant's execution of his role as the Heretic honestly felt both refreshing and exciting compared to other generic characters in many different horror and thriller stories out there, so huge props to the characters written here and Hugh's performance. That was fun to watch. But yeah, after the first half of the narrative, I thought the story slowly sunk into the B-tier territory as there really wasn't anything special going on in the second half to maintain the feeling of a unique cinematic experience here. More so, Act 3 just felt like a generic way to wrap up the story, and towards the end of my screening, I didn't think the conclusion lived up to the expectations set by the first half of this film. Not only that, but the biggest gripe I had with the story lies with the missed opportunity in utilizing a particular character present in the story here whom I won't bring up for spoilers' sake. But damn, I thought they'd have a much bigger moment in the story than what we end up getting from this said character. So, in my brain post-screening, I started imagining some more creative paths they could have gone in this narrative if they decided to utilize this specific character towards the second half of the story rather than what we end up getting in the final story presented here. Overall, I still found myself having a decent time with this film. There was some fun to be had, definitely some disappointment that accumulated along this narrative journey, and I also have to note that the horror aspects weren't as present here as I initially thought beforehand, and I bring this up since I know some of you might end up being disappointed with this element being pretty weak here in the story, but at the end of the day, I was okay with that, especially since the beginning segments were filled with great dialogue and sequences that were so fun to watch. My final score for Heretic is 7.5 out of 10. I found it to be a fun, one-time watch cinematic experience. I thought Hugh Grant, Sophie Thatcher, and Chloe East all gave wonderful performances in the roles they were given for this story. My intrigue did slowly dwindle down towards the latter half of this film, but overall I left the theaters having felt my time there was justified. Anyways, thanks for checking this movie review out. I'll be back again soon, and again I appreciate all of you for tuning in, especially until the end of this video, and I'm hoping that you continue to join me on this journey of giving movie reviews, so until my next upload, peace.